Sharina Hudson getting out of my car with my money. Life is not what you think it is behind the scenes. Trust me. Homegirl is miserable. Like,
It seems like karma is not finished with Sharina and Kevin, as they find themselves in a tough situation. Kevin faced recent legal troubles, being sued for maxing out his credit cards and owing thousands to various banks. To cover his debts, he had to sell their mansions and luxury cars after Wendy's alimony checks stopped coming in. Just when it seemed things couldn't get worse, Sharina is now facing a lawsuit from TJ Maxx for defaulting on her $3,000 debt on her TJ Maxx card. What was once considered chump change has now become a legal issue for them. As Wendy is reportedly in Florida, Sharina and Kevin are grappling with financial challenges, and some believe it's karma for their actions against Wendy. The situation doesn't bode well for the couple. Before delving into Sharina's legal troubles, let's provide context on how this predicament unfolded, starting in 2019. If you found this update interesting, consider subscribing for more weekly insights into celebrity dramas and stories.
And work with your husband, because I made him my manager, and then when I decided to divorce him, he had to be fired. In other words, I made him divorced and unemployed all in one day, having this side girl for almost 15 years of our marriage. I've known about her almost since the beginning. I've known that Kevin is a serial cheat. The first time I found out was while I was pregnant with our son on bed rest. During that time, I gave birth to him. He was in the delivery room. You'll see that play out in the movie. He's passing out cigars, and you know, my wife and I, you know, little Kevin, who's not so little anymore, he's 20 years old. I plotted to divorce Kevin, and I sacrificed a lot of myself to come out successful on the other side.
The drama started in 2019 when Wendy filed for divorce from Kevin. Not only was Kevin involved with Sharina while still married to Wendy, but he also fathered a child with her during their marriage. Wendy knew about the affair. But what led to her decision to divorce was the revelation of Kevin having a secret baby with Sharina without informing her. This revelation not only led to the end of their marriage, but also resulted in Kevin being fired from his role as Wendy's manager. The betrayal and hidden family were significant factors in Wendy's decision to part ways with Kevin.
You know, less than smart women who moved to the big city with bright lights, you know, and she wanted to be a model. And so you know how the girls with the sparkler champagne bottles at the club, they get people to spend more money, they dress scantily clad and things like that.
What makes this situation even more intense is that during this turmoil, Sharina's own family members sided with Wendy and criticized Sharina for causing the breakdown of Wendy's marriage. Sharina's uncle, when asked about the situation, didn't hold back and express disappointment in Sharina. He pointed out that she should know right from wrong, highlighting her absence from her home state of South Carolina for years, even during holidays. As the divorce unfolded, Wendy was ordered to pay alimony to Kevin, becoming his primary source of income. Meanwhile, Sharina seemed to live a luxurious life, attempting various business ventures that ultimately failed. Kevin used Wendy's money to finance Sharina's unsuccessful businesses, including her pursuit of becoming a massage therapist, opening a mall kiosk, and starting a jewelry and clothing line called Vish. Kevin also tried his hand at a barber shop, financed by Wendy's funds, which also failed. Despite these setbacks, they continued to enjoy a lavish lifestyle, all funded by Wendy's money, without putting in any work. Wendy, known for her outspoken nature, eventually spoke up. She criticized Sharina, stating that the failure of her businesses was due to her lack of intelligence and business acumen. Wendy did not shy away from expressing her frustration, highlighting the challenges faced by seemingly inexperienced individuals who moved to the big city with bright lights. It was only a matter of time before Wendy voiced her opinions and threw some shade at the situation. If Sharina couldn't be stopped from squandering Wendy's money, Wendy believed she had every right to share her thoughts on the matter. Baby Wendy wasn't finished with them yet. When her show got canceled, she ceased sending over the alimony checks, creating a significant financial strain for Kevin. As a result, he found it challenging to sustain the extravagant lifestyle he and Sharina had grown accustomed to. The situation deteriorated to the point where Kevin took Wendy to court, alleging that she was behind on her alimony payments. In court documents obtained by the U.S. Sun, Kevin expressed the dire financial predicament he was facing. He revealed that the payments from Wendy constituted his sole source of income, and without them, he struggled to meet various financial obligations. Kevin detailed the hardships he was encountering, including falling behind on bills, facing potential foreclosure due to unpaid homeowners association fees, and having overdue credit card payments. Suspension of monthly severance payments further exacerbated his financial woes, impacting various aspects of his life. Kevin emphasized the significant adverse effects on his life since Wendy halted payments under their settlement agreement. The court documents painted a vivid picture of the financial turmoil Kevin was experiencing as a result of the halted alimony payments. Now, as for Wendy, her BFF Miss Jones, also known as Jonesy from 947, the Bee recently shared some new information about Wendy's current situation. If you recall, Miss Jones was the same individual who exposed Kevin for allegedly hiring a hitman to harm her due to her close relationship with Wendy. However, that's a separate topic for another discussion. Miss Jones disclosed that she visited Wendy's house to check up on her since it had been a while since anyone had heard from her.
So yesterday, Wayne made me go and visit Wendy Williams.
I made you go.
Everybody was in on it.
You know what? I sort of did because I kept saying, did you go? Did you go? Did you go?
And I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off.
Yeah.
So I pull up. First, I pulled up to the wrong building.
Well, it's been a minute.
I know.
Yeah.
And I had to walk, but it was okay. And so I get there. I go inside. The door people greet me and And I said, this might be a shot in the dark, sir, but I'm here to visit Wendy. And he shakes his head and he goes, you're a couple of months late.
Wow.
She moved. And I said, and he goes, yeah, that's all I can tell you. So, I start prying. I'm like, well, did they sell the unit? Is it on the market? Because this was a fabulous duplex. And the building she was living in, which now I can tell you guys, it was supposed to be a hotel originally. And then COVID hit and they couldn't, obviously, no one was supposed to be in a hotel, so they sold it. And she told me how much she paid for it. And I was like, that was such a steal. It was beautiful, 2-floor, 3-bedroom unit. So I thank you, sir. And then I go and I look for the other people that, live in the building,
right,
work in the building.
Start sleuthing.
Yup. And I got my sleuth on. And they said, well, you know what happened? She was getting better. She was coming around. And then she started getting sick again. And because her family's in Florida,
right,
and people were coming in her circle that they weren't familiar with, and they didn't know, they couldn't get access to her when they wanted, they moved her down to Florida. So she is allegedly down in Florida with her son, recuperating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we wish her.
We do wish her well.
Yeah.
And Wendy, if you listening, you won. Diddy going to jail for Easter. It was true. Everything you said. I always believed. I always knew. You won. And Kev can't get your money neither. Wendy, the judge shut him down. You can stop now, Wendy.